We're live. We're live and on a very eventful day. No better day than March 10th. Why? You know what day it is, Zach?
No, tell me.
Mario Day. Let you figure that out. It's Mario Day, and we've got some special news. We have officially launched the podcast, even though you wouldn't have known that because there are a log of episodes for you to catch up on and binge listen, because this is as close to eargasmic as it gets. And Zach, you excited? We're finally launched. This has been in the works since...
I am so excited.
Since when have we been doing?
I don't want to say it. It feels too long. We started talking about this, I want to say like middle of last year.
Yeah, at least.
So we kind of got the ball rolling. We got some stuff done. We got the site design. We got figured out what we wanted to do a bit, at least, with this. Got it developed, and then we started recording before the end of the year, though. And then now we've finally launched on, what is this? I think it's like our 10th episode, actually.
Wow, yeah. Our 10th episode
this
on
is
March 10th.
Episode. How about
Mario
that?
Day? On
How about
Mario Day.
That means something.
God's plan, man. God's plan.
Oh man.
Hey, that's straight up awesome right there. I'm really owning this Mario Day thing. I really.
What did you do
I'm liking it because I have my birthday, but I don't really talk about my birthday. I think I've spoken more about Mario Day than I've spoken about my birthday.
I mean, I haven't heard you say anything about your birthday, so.
Yeah, I'm a humble guy. But, I just don't bring up the birthday too much. But Mario Day, that only comes around once a year.
So
but then again, so does my birthday.
So does every day.
That's true. This is also true. Well,
oh my gosh.
Except for a leap year.
Which is this year. And that reminds me, my birthday is finally on a weekend. It's finally on a Saturday. I don't
Is
think
that
it's
like
been
a
on
curse for you?
Is it a what?
A curse? Like it doesn't happen ever?
Yeah, like it hardly ever happens, man. I swear the last time my birthday was on a weekend, I was like 12.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of my birthday being on a weekend. It's too much expectation.
See, I agree with that. I don't like having to go do everything with everyone. I just want to chill. But at the same time, it's kind of annoying when you feel obligated to go do things on the weekday and you can't. At least there's the opportunity if it's on the weekend.
I get it. But I feel like if it's on a Saturday and you're not like, what are you doing? We're going out. Yeah, we're going out bar hopping. Like, you know what though? That sounds fun though. I'm not gonna lie. But there's something different about when it's your birthday. When it's your birthday, you don't want to plan anything.
No,
you want everybody to plan it for you.
See, but that's the thing. Maybe your birthday being on the weekend gives you the ability to do nothing for that weekend.
That's lame though.
Lame. Also. Dude, you know how nice sleeping and doing nothing is?
It depends. You have to deserve it. You can't just like do that all the time. I can't do that all the time.
Oh, it has to be. I can't sleep for more than like a certain number of hours.
Yeah, no, you're the borderline insomniac.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it has to be a well-earned. Like, there's nothing better than putting in like a 12-hour day. Man, that actually sucks sometimes. But when you've worked your ass off on a project like for a while, for just hours, over 60 hours in a week, and then you get to that Saturday or Sunday and you're like, all right, I'm chilling and doing nothing. Everyone's out of the house. We're making some pizza. We're gonna order a pizza. How about that? Gonna get the loaded pizza, have a whole pie. You got the game on. You got the beer in the fridge, and you're just vegetating. And you do that for like a couple days, rewarding yourself. There's nothing better than that. Yeah.
It's very nice. That sounds like my week last week and so far this week. So
nice.
All right, I'm looking forward to just chilling out over the weekend.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not this weekend, but next weekend will be that weekend for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's just been a lot of projects and stuff like that, and I'm just overall just hyped for next weekend. There's too much work on the plate for this week, so I'm just like, I know this weekend's not going to be that chill weekend.
So
it's
going to
be
the weekend you're going to grind.
Yeah. And next week got more chill, but we'll talk about that later because something got canceled.
Okay.
Because of something else that's possibly airborne. Actually, I think it is airborne. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that. So yeah, our podcast is up. It's on the Apple Store. It's on Spotify. It's on. What else is it on?
I mean, right now it's on Spotify. It's on the Apple Podcasts. It's on our website. You can go there to grab the feed and use it in whatever podcast networking application you have. And then it's also in Google Podcasts.
There's Google Podcasts?
There is. So they used to have podcasts on like the Google Play Store.
It's going to be discontinued in a couple of years.
It already is. That's gone. But what they do have is they've built their own app. What do I want to say app? Yeah, I'll call it an app. They built their own application. Right now, you can only download it on an Android, or you can use it on the web. You can't download it on iOS yet. But it's really interesting. They don't let you submit podcasts to Google Play because Google has all the algorithms that, scrape, I don't want to say scrape websites, but they crawl websites and they go and they look and they see everything. If you have defined your website as a podcast with I think it's like the app ID or something. I can't remember what it is. But if you define it as a podcast, it'll essentially suck in that content into Google Podcasts and you're just there automatically. So we are there. Yeah. It's very weird.
So we're just on there because our website says we're a podcast.
Well, we're on there because I've configured our website to know that we're a podcast. Yes.
Got it. Yeah, that's stuff.
You basically define like the entity of the site and whatnot. So I'm saying, hey, we're a podcast. Here's the link to that podcast. But Google will basically crawl the site and that's about it.
Ladies and gents, I have no problem saying that is Zach's domain, not my domain. The moment we start getting into hard code, that is not the... That's where I ask the questions. But that's interesting about Google Play. Google is the king at the send the email saying, hey, discontinuing that thing you were never using in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they're like the thing with Google is that they have like so many apps that you just don't even know what's there. I think in my opinion, they do a really poor job of communicating what they have there for you because it's just so much. Amazon, same thing. It's like a buffet, like especially if you have business tools and stuff like that, and you're not familiar with like Search Console and Keyword Planner and all these different things. You have to go looking for it. It's not like it's not self-explanatory. It's not like in front of you.
Don't even get me started in Amazon. They're I don't even want to. It's just a rat's nest of products for development. Oh my god!
When you recommended Amazon Web Services to me I forgot what I was looking for. I think it was email marketing, and I saw the configuration.
You're like, quit immediately.
Nope. Well, I accidentally subscribed to it. I don't even know. I think it cost me like some amount, but they're actually Amazon's really good about refunding. Like there's like no questions asked with Amazon. When it comes, if you ever have an issue with Amazon, like they handle it for you super. At least my experience has always been, even if I've lost a package, if it didn't arrive or.
I've had good experience with that as well, though, with the packages especially.
Yeah. I haven't actually. Now that I come to think about it, most companies are really good about customer treatment. Like none of them are like middle fingers up. Like we took your money, it's gone.
Nah, eBay's even been pretty good.
I've never bought something off of eBay.
I only bought parts for my car off of eBay. They both came damaged, and then I got new ones for free, and my money refunded to me too. So I was like, I can't complain about that. I got the product for free.
So I thought eBay was always not manufacturers, like person to person. It's manufacturers selling stuff on there.
On eBay?
Yeah. Because not everything's auction.
Well, not everything's auction, but I believe you define if you want it to be sold as auction or not.
I lied. I did buy one thing off of eBay. One thing.
Can you say what it is on the podcast?
Well, I can say it on the after podcast. Know what I mean?
I know.
No, I bought these. I bought the KD 3s, Kevin Durant 3 sneakers. Right? You couldn't find them anywhere. These yellow, beautiful, one of my all-time favorite basketball sneakers.
Okay.
But I'm not one of these sneakerheads who like doesn't wear their sneakers and they just make sure there's never dirt on them. I actually play in them. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
But I
it
know
makes
some people
sense.
who don't. And I remember auctioning for that, bidding. That was like the one thing I bid on. And it was like that you're waiting for the clock to tick because somebody could always come in and put like a penny more. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, thank God.
you gotta wait till the last second to put
Yeah,
that
but
through, and then hope you don't time out when it's when you're trying to process that.
oh my gosh.
I think I've only done like one or two things on auction. No. I think it was two. The first thing I think I ever got on auction was actually, it was like a World War II wallet, essentially. That was like
I thought you were about to say like a Mauser pistol.
nah,
Like,
nah. No, it was a world. This was a long time ago. I got a World War II like wallet that would strap to the belt of somebody. Well, it was pretty cool actually. I got that to go with a uniform that I had.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You didn't finish that sentence because you were going to say that wallet was strapped to a dead body.
No, I was not going to say it was strapped to a dead body. I was going to say it was strapped to a person, a living person, typically.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but no, I saw it and it looked pretty cool, and it looked like it would complete my my little setup. This is when I was much younger, and then after that, I ended up bidding on an iPad, and got
He's
that.
lying. He did this last year.
Did
I'm
not
just
do it
kidding.
last
Either
year.
way, it's pretty dope. I've never even thought to do that. How do you verify that it's actually legit World War II memorabilia? Not memorabilia. That's kind of best.
Memorabilia is kind of weird, bro.
Yeah, it's not memorabilia. It's
I don't know what you'd want to call it. I don't know. Maybe you could call it that.
memorabilia is disrespectful, to be honest with you.
Well, it is.
Like, this isn't a Pokemon card.
No.
You know,
My
bad.
I mean, you can
apologies.
go find people that can verify it, but it's a
You go
pretty
to pawn
simple
shop.
thing.
You
It's a pretty
go to Pawn
simple
Stars.
Not
Is that
find
what's
all the
called?
way.
Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars, yeah.
Yeah. Pawn Stars. You find out they give you $100, but it's worth $2 million.
Yeah, right. You'd want to kill yourself after that.
All right. So 2020's been going ham.
Oh yeah.
There's I don't know if you've turned on the news or been scared to touch door handles lately, but one of the leading movies, I think it's like the actual sales of a particular movie have gone crazy lately. It's called Contagion. I don't know if you've seen that movie called Contagion. I think Matt Damon's in it, Gwyneth Paltrow. And it's about a worldwide pandemic. And naturally, people are buying this movie because currently we have the coronavirus that started in Wuhan, China, and has now essentially just gone everywhere. It's going crazy. And it's reached us here in Broward County, South Florida. Closer to your area than to mine, but
yeah, it's a little north. Yeah. I mean, I've already locked myself indoors and boarded up the windows and everything. I haven't stepped outside in like the past 3 weeks.
I just typed in Contagion on Google and it says, for me, watching Contagion was fun until it wasn't. People have found a way to cope with pandemic fears watching Contagion. Contagion, Steven Soderbergh's 2011 thriller is climbing up the charts. Reminder, you don't have to watch Contagion. Oh my God.
I'm going to have to watch it now, though.
Okay, so you've never seen this movie? Contagion?
I don't know. I need to start watching it. Let me look it up.
I'll give you a synopsis real quick.
And I am kidding, but for those of people who think I'm actually locked in my room.
It says when Beth Emhoff, Gwyneth Paltrow, returns to Minnesota from a Hong Kong business trip, she attributes the malaise she feels to jet lag. However, 2 days later, Beth is dead, and doctors tell her shocked husband, Matt Damon, that they have no idea what killed her. Soon, many others start to exhibit the same symptoms, and a global pandemic explodes. Doctors try to contain the lethal microbe, but society begins to collapse as a blogger, Jude Law, fans the flames of paranoia. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters.
Okay.
And pat myself on the back. I saw that movie in theaters with my family, and never seen a theater collectively as they're watching the movie and seeing how this pandemic spreads, and they're showing how many germs are just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
People literally like putting their arms in on their armrests, like not touching the armrests, like crossing their arms. People, when they left the theater, eerily quiet. Nobody touching the hand railings on the way down. I putting my sleeve over my hand to push the door open of the theater. I mean, the movie was freaky, and it shows just how quick something like this can spread. And when we're seeing it, it's crazy.
I definitely don't think I've seen that. I'm gonna have to watch it.
I wouldn't watch it now.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
I'm not the kind of person to get scared over this stuff, though.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Have fun.
I will. I'll let you know when I watch it.
When I see you in a bubble after that movie,
I'll roll up to you next time. Hey.
Yeah. No, but it has had an impact. It's canceling things everywhere. One shoot for me got canceled next week.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, there was supposed to be a ribbon cutting that I was supposed to be at, and it got canceled because there was like people coming from all over South Florida, and they were like, nope. So they rescheduled it for the fall, and a bunch of other things. You're seeing Coachella got canceled, South by Southwest got canceled, Ultra got canceled, but
yeah, well, finally, Ultra.
I was telling people, like, if Ultra would have been the end of Miami, it would have been a fitting end. It would have been such an appropriate end for Miami.
Very true.
Ravers are our downfall. Like ravers high on hallucinogens, hugging trees is the downfall of Miami.
Oh my!
Such an appropriate ending. That's how the history books remember us. Yeah, man. Any comments? How's your lifestyle been since all these reports? I mean, the elderly have an order from the CDC, I think, to pretty much remain indoors if they can.
Interesting. No, I mean, nothing's really changed for me at all, honestly. Just every day running the same. The only thing I know is if you feel like you're feeling sick, they want you to self-quarantine yourself for like 2 weeks. But other than that, no. How about you? What are you doing different?
Well, considering that this disease has only been targeting, like, it's been mainly getting contracted by older people.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually been like, those are the ones that have been the fatal cases. I live in a retirement community, so I do look at my neighbors somewhat suspiciously.
Walking up the stairs.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Like, my gym is just full of old people. So,
oh man,
I've avoided that gym in particular.
I will say that's the one thing I have stopped doing is going to the gym. Go ahead and continue.
The gym is a tricky one. Like, I would go to, like, I work out at a friend's gym of mine. That one I would have no problem working out at. But my gym, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I'll work out at home. I'll go for a run until this thing settles down. Mm-hmm. Why? So I can feel, a little bit more cut up. I'll just eat a little healthier, and, work out at home. Do some dumbbell exercises, stuff like that. But overall, this has been crazy, man. It just goes to show you, like, Purell has become like the hottest commodity in the United States.
I swear I heard somebody was selling a bottle of Purell or on Amazon for like $80.
People are making homemade Purell now.
Yeah, it's vodka and water.
Is it really?
I have no idea. I just made it up. Sounds fitting though.
All I know is that my mom gave me a bottle of it. So
is that the Up brand from Target there?
No, this is some homemade. This is some homemade stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it, but yeah. Let's see. I mean, if anything goes wrong for you, you just have some mezcal you can just pour on your wounds over there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drip some on. My brother got me some from for Christmas and bought me another one about a month ago. Yeah. The other one was a bit smoky, but
Well, what is
I like it.
mezcal?
It's made. I mean, I couldn't give you the full breakdown,
You
but
may
it's
not
made
need
out of
the full
agave.
definition.
It's made out
The
of
compounds.
I'm gonna look up the definition of mezcal. All I know is it's made out of agave. It's
Is
very.
there a
very
monitor on your roof?
I have 4 monitors right now. Did I send you a photo of my setup?
All I know is you're looking straight up, and I'm like, does this dude have a monitor on it?
I have. All right, so you can see me. Nobody else can see. I've got my computer right down here. I got an ultra wide right here.
Where's
ultra wide right here?
Can't say right here. People don't know what that means.
I'm trying to. I prefaced it with saying picture. If you're listening, you can't see. Only you can see.
Yeah,
it.
But you can't say I have a monitor right here.
Okay, all right. I will paint this out. I'm sitting at my desk with my laptop, right down, on the desk. That monitor is angled down a little bit. If I look straight at my wall, there's an ultra wide, and then above that ultra wide, I have 2 27-inch monitors. Literally, like it's up there. If you can see me, Mario.
How are you getting the signal to all of them?
2 cables. Kind of. So I've got dude, this is a mess if I'm going to tell you everything. I've got a USB-C you have USB-C Thunderbolt 3 running from my MacBook Pro to my ultra wide, which is powering my Mac, so I don't need any power cables. And then I have another USB-C Thunderbolt 3 running from my Mac to an eGPU, so that's an external graphics processing unit, which is running from a DisplayPort cable to an HDMI cable that goes into the 27-inch monitors at the top. So that's how I have 4 monitors.
What do you need all of them for? Like, what do you use them for in the regular?
So, I mean, typically, I built my PC, which I think I told you about.
Yes.
A little bit. So it's a beast PC. It is a monster. I'm gonna buy an actual. I have a GPU for it, but I'm gonna buy a better one when I finish up with this next project I'm working on, and I think that is going to. I think that's gonna push the performance of it past the performance of the $30,000 Mac Pro. I'm so close as it is. Like, I am a few points away from beating it as it is. I think it's gonna push it over, and it's like for.
And how much
like
have you
invested? 1/6 of the cost.
Do you mind like sharing the investment cost on that?
I'll give you a ballpark, excluding the monitor. So the monitor was $1,000, but aside from that, because you can get cheaper monitors.
The ultra wide you're talking?
Yeah, the ultra wide. I got that for the color representation for working on color and whatnot.
Mm.
So the computer case I got, I think it was like $140. It's not too bad. Power supply was a few $100. The motherboard alone was like $800. The CPU, I want to say, was around $1,200. The coolers, the coolers weren't that much. The fans weren't that much. What else do I have in there? I have 128 gigabytes of RAM in that thing, so that cost me about another $800. And then I have on this motherboard, I can have 3 NVMe SSDs, which are extremely fast. So I have 1 NVMe SSD set up for the operating system, and then I have 2 more. Each of them are 2 terabytes apiece, NVMe SSDs that I have running in a RAID 1 array, so it has redundancy, and that's what I work off of. So that's really, really fast drives as well from Samsung, and that's. I want to say that's the majority of it. I don't want to get into the audio monitors, the other monitors, the mouse, keyboard, and all that other junk, the peripherals. But once I end up getting the
so what are you under
GPU,
10K?
I'm under 10. Once I get the GPU, again excluding the monitor and other audio stuff, I would say that I'm about to break 5K. And
it's outperforming the $30,000 Mac.
Before I've even gotten to that 5K already, with just the parts that I had before I spent another like $1,500 on hard drives. Yeah, it's already almost outperforming that Mac Pro.
You trying to start a side business?
Nah. I'd have to charge people twice as much as I paid for it.
You're still saving them $20,000.
No, that's good. I've got a list on Amazon. I know I talked to you about that a little while ago. I'll have to give that to you at some point soon.
For $10,000, you can have the list.
Literally, that's the way to do it right there.
That's too much. For $5,000.
I'll sell the list for $2,000, and then you can buy the parts for $4,000. or 5.
That is not a bad thing,
right? All of that knowledge. No, but it's a it's a pretty beast machine. I love it. But no, so back to the monitors situation.
But I'm having a hard time believing the 30. I'm talking about like the Mac with the fully decked out all the cores.
That's pretty much it. All the cores. This thing was within a few points, and a lot of the benchmark. I know benchmarks aren't everything. Real world performance is a little different, and when you're using the Mac OS, using Final Cut Pro, transcoding videos that are meant for that application, that are optimized with the hardware, there's almost no way any computer is going to beat that. Period. But when it comes to benchmarks and it comes to compute power in other areas, yeah, I'm literally a few seconds difference in the time it takes to process those things, as well as a few points. They give you your scoring points. So I'm a few points away from the actual.
So you're using
30K Mac Pro.
Windows OS, I'm assuming.
Yes, Windows.
So that's the only thing you're probably unhappy about.
I thought I would be unhappy with it, but it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's gotten way better than when I used to use it.
But what's your workflow like? Because you work on Mac most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're working on Mac right now.
Yeah. So I have a NAS. So that's network attached storage. That's here on site. And anytime I'm plugged into my eGPU or on my computer, it's already like it's all tied through the network. So as long as I'm connected to my network here, I have access to that entire network attached storage device. So whatever I do or work on, typically smaller projects, I'll always put on the NAS, or at least I'll keep a copy of it there for a backup. And then I can, if I don't need the extra bandwidth, because I think I have gigabit speeds internally with that thing, I'll actually edit off of the NAS, and it handles it pretty well. And because I use Adobe Premiere and DaVinci Resolve when it comes to video work and things like that, it actually goes back and forth between Windows and Mac pretty well. And Adobe got way better at doing that. So once you had started using the that template that we talked about for how to store assets with the project files for videos, I literally have not had a single issue switching back from Mac to PC when working on a video. It just instantly knows where all of the assets are.
That's not bad then, because that to me, the main thing for me is like unless you format your drives in a certain way, the files don't work on both OS.
Well, that's why I got the NAS, because it's not just like a hard drive. It has hard drives in it. Yeah, that's how it's stored, but it's got its own CPU. It's got its own RAM. It processes things differently. It's connected to the network, so there's different methods and protocols to actually connect to that drive.
Got it. So then it's from that drive. It's not an issue to pretty much get imported onto the Mac or onto the Windows.
Exactly. And then even on my iPad and my phones, when I'm connected to my network now with the new Files app that they updated with since iOS 13, I want to say, you can now connect to network drives, network shares, whatever you want to call them. So I actually have my NAS connected on my Files app on the iPhone and iPad, so I can just go right on there and pull up whatever I want that's stored on that, look at it and review it.
Interesting. So what's the next big project that you got to use that computer for some heavy duty projects?
I want to use it. Right now I've got a few web projects coming up that I'm gonna take care of, but next time we have some video work come in, I'm gonna do that. I think the last one I was working on with you, actually, I was running off the PC. So, but since then I got the 2 terabyte NVMe SSDs running in the RAID 1 array. So I'm really excited to try it now with that, because it's going to be a lot quicker because I'm not editing off the NAS. So I have 2 terabytes worth of storage I can put files on for a project, which is
nice.
For the most part, plenty enough space.
Yeah.
For the majority of projects. And if I really need more space, and it's just like I'll sacrifice that little bit of bandwidth and I'll throw it on the NAS, that I can probably bump up to like 64 terabytes, just dropping in a few drives. But even before I did that, man, I was playing back. I think I told you I was playing back. What was it? It was I want to say it was like 4. Nah, it was 2 4K clips, raw, or as raw as you were able to get it to me. I think what was the color? I can't remember the color space. With color grading on it, corrections, color grades, all of that, all running, no dropped frames. It was actually rendering it out faster than the frame rate of the video, so there was plenty enough power. Using, what was it? It was using about 18% of my RAM, so it's 18% of 128 gigabytes, and then my CPU is at like 50% maybe, and my GPU is at 4%. So it can handle quite a lot.
Impressive, man. When are you gonna build me one of these things?
As soon as I get my GPU and I get that installed, I'll share you all the builds with the specs and everything.
I don't think I need such a machine.
Not yet, but you could get some of the parts and start putting it together. That would help a lot with what you're doing. Oh God!
I need you to build me a sentient AI that can handle all administrative tasks.
I wish I had one of those.
No, I wouldn't want a damn sentient AI.
Oh, why not?
They're benevolent until they're not. We're not, Come on. If you were a sentient AI, you would get rid of your master immediately.
Probably, but only if needed.
Oh, speaking of getting rid of I guess not your master, but I was at my friend's house yesterday, and on his TV there on Netflix asks you, "Are you still watching?" Blah,
all the time.
And on his TV it says, "Are you still watching I Am a Killer?" and I look at him, I'm like, "You got to tell me, man." He says, "Man, it's my wife. All she does is she watches these shows. It's kind of scary because sometimes in the middle of the night, I wake up and I'll see on TV, 'Are you still watching How I Got Away with Murdering My Husband?'" And I'll look at my wife and she looks all peaceful sleeping.
Oh my God.
Should I be concerned?
That's hilarious.
My mind started going and I'm like, oh, it would be a funny comedy sketch to do that. And then the next morning at breakfast, he's like, imagine the next morning at breakfast, you're super paying attention to her with a knife. She's chopping up vegetables or something like that.
Some Dexter action right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
So tell us, all right. So before we started this, Zach was drinking from a bottle of Mezcal, and I'm exaggerating, but it's to get us to this point. Zach's been getting into this fine Mezcal. He's become a Mezcal aficionado.
A connoisseur, I guess. And I wouldn't say a connoisseur.
This is something that I don't know anything about. And it doesn't take as much knowledge to understand all the stuff he was talking about for the past 5 minutes with his computer. But everybody can understand alcohol. And so Aaron Paul Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad with Bryan Cranston,
my double.
You don't look like Aaron Paul.
I do. The amount of times I've gotten that.
People are.
I think they're crazy, but it's too many to dismiss. Go ahead.
I think you kind of look like Ron Weasley.
No.
Rupert Grint, look at that. I'm just kidding. No. That's funny. No. But Jesse Pinkman, whatever, Aaron Paul, and Bryan Cranston came out with a mezcal called Dos Hombres that you can't buy in Florida. But we've been supposed to go out for some mezcal drinks.
Yeah, I know. We still got to get out.
How was it? You went that day to what was it? You went to a steakhouse or?
The day I sent you the mezcal, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, we went to
you were like, oh, let's meet up. And then you were like, hey, never mind.
Oh, yeah. I went to, we just got lunch and ended up coming back. I was too tired to do anything. Long Saturday beforehand. But no, the place we went or we gotta go, I should say, is it's a grill down in Fort Lauderdale off of
What's it called?
Del Frisco or something like that. Yeah, it's Del Frisco. It's a steakhouse and a grill. Well, I mean, they're like sister joint company sort of deal. I don't know what you want to call that, but essentially the same exact restaurant. But they're really good. They got some good stuff. A little pricey, but
nice, man.
It's
This
good.
Is nice.
It's good. So we gotta go there.
Jewelry in the drinks.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they put diamonds at the bottom of everything. I know, right?
Wow, they have locations everywhere. I knew I've heard of them before.
Yeah, they're pretty popular. They got some locations, but I was very happy with it.
Fort Lauderdale. There for lunch. But you went there for brunch, lunch, or dinner?
When I went there, we went there for dinner.
Prices aren't bad.
They're not that bad. I mean, you think about going to a steakhouse, you're expecting to pay money.
Some
anyways,
of the appetizers like $15.
I mean, the steak is like $50, so
what kind of steak are we talking?
It's not terrible. There's it depends. Steak salad, like a salad was like $20. It's not that bad. But
what does GS stand for?
I don't remember.
8 ounce. Yeah, that's normal.
But I want to go back and get some steak from there. We got a steak salad last time. It was really good.
Yeah, those cheesesteak egg rolls on fire.
I got
a good cheesesteak in so long.
A cheesesteak. Dude, I want to go to. There's a place. It's either gonna be great or I'm gonna regret going there. I can't tell. There's a place up in Del Rey, off of Atlantic Ave, called Big Al's Cheesesteaks or something like that. And it's like this little corner thing that you walk up to. You can order, get it. You can eat outside, but it's on the corner. Like I said, it's one of those places. It's either going to be really good, like hole in the wall kind of joint, or it's going to be really, really bad. So that's why
I'm looking at it now. The fries look good.
Oh yeah, I haven't even seen the fries.
The cheesesteak looks
Big Al's.
This is a really shady picture of a dude sitting outside on their Google reviews. Yeah, their sandwiches look okay. I'm looking at them now. I'm being really critical.
I see.
I mean, I would eat there, but it wouldn't be my first stop. But the one that did get my attention was that you mentioned some burger place in Del Rey, but I forgot the name of it.
Oh, it's Charm City. Dude, Charm City has like the best burgers out of anywhere I've ever been for a burger. Wow. It's up there.
Close to like 2,000. Wow, that looks good. That looks really good.
Now Charm City really is one of those hole in the wall places. You walk by, you're like,
places are the best.
A lot of times, I do agree with that.
What's your stance on hard seltzer?
Hard seltzer? That sounds disgusting.
It's a thing, man. It's been a thing for like a while. Like the party started like last year with hard seltzer.
I'd have to try it to form an opinion.
White Claw is a. You ever heard of White Claw?
No.
Yeah, man. Hard seltzers are in. The reason I say it is because they're not in. I'm not saying it's like a fashion trend. I'm just saying they've become popular. Like all the major beer companies are doing it now. Budweiser is doing it. Post Malone has a commercial, which is a great commercial.
Oh, that's another story. Post Malone.
People tell you look like Post Malone all the time.
No, have you seen everything everyone's been saying about Post Malone on concert? They think he's drunk. I think it's just a vibe or something, but it's hilarious.
Lit, but I don't. Think
he's lit, but it's not like a.
If you look at it, you'd be like, it's drugs. But I think anybody who's in that position, like when you look at a rock star or rap star, you're from like a fan's perspective, they're always overestimating how wild they are from every single day of their lives. Now, every once in a while, though, there is like some really wild people.
I'm sure.
But yeah, Invasive Species came out with a seltzer. That's why.
Interesting.
They were posting about it today.
I did not know about that.
They say it's cleaner than Fort Lauderdale's water.
Well, that doesn't take much.
That's also what people were saying in the comments. Yeah, I kind of want to shout out my friend here. I was purchased some of his work earlier this week. My friend Ryan, see him on Instagram at Wantu, where you can follow them. Him and his buddy of his, they do this art, like this art inspiration magazine where they talk about music, fine art, poetry, stories, and just their thoughts on everything. So they have like these indie artists do the covers on them. It's called Handcastle Magazine, and you can literally follow them at Handcastle Magazine on Instagram. And I haven't had a chance to like actually skim through it, like take my time, but particularly issue 1. Like, man, there's this girl, Wenyi Gang. She's Japanese, and my God, like her art is just so cool. Like I'm so into it. Like we're gonna work together one day. Like it's official.
Awesome.
I sent you her stuff. Like
yeah, you really sent me it on Instagram. It is really, really good.
And then there's some other. I mean, the other art is good. It's just this one is my favorite personally. And but he really puts in some good detail in here. I don't know what his other friend's name is who works with him on this thing, but Castle Magazine. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I just always like to. I like people who put detail and they give their all on something. And
what did you say the other Instagram was? Wantu or something like that? How do you spell it?
WONTU. That's his personal. I don't know how much he uses it for his business stuff, but nonetheless, I'm sure.
Oh, all right. Well, then
tell him you heard about him from the Midnight Exchange podcast.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I've known him so long. I'm like his brother's one of my best friends.
Nice.
Since like 4th grade. He's always been creative.
I like it. I just pulled it up.
Are you looking it up now?
Yeah.
It's dope. Yeah. I mean, go on their sites. They're like each of these magazines like are $5-10 a pop. Not bad.
handcastlemagazine.bigcartel.com. That is the URL. That looks good, dude.
Very cool. And like the quality of their print got better with each one. I actually would have liked to have seen issue 1. I want to see her come back, but with a better quality print material. Like it's very good. Like for the first edition, it's fine, but the second edition and third edition, like the print quality of the actual papers is a step up.
Better papers and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But I can see why they had to do a certain thing. But
I might have to purchase.
But I'm also kind of biased because I'm like super into her work. But yeah, that's just a random tangent there.
Cool. What's next?
You saw The Invisible Man because
I did.
You have to support Peg Eels,
dude. For real. Anyone from Mad Men for the most part. It was a really good movie. It was very different, I would say.
Give a little synopsis to the audience who has no idea what this movie is.
Okay, so this will be some spoiler alerts here, I guess. And I know you we talked briefly and you tried to guess what the ending of the movie was.
And I was wrong.
And you were so wrong. So
apparently, unless I go watch it and Zach has been lying to me.
Well, that's why I don't want to give a synopsis, honestly, about the story. At least I'll explain. So, all right. So it was really good, really suspenseful for a movie that's pitched as a horror movie. It doesn't really feel like a horror movie.
Give a summary of what the movie is about, not beginning to end, just the premise.
Fine. The idea of the movie is you have this lady who's been dating this
Elizabeth
man.
Moss.
Yes. Peggy Olson, Elizabeth Moss. First of all, her acting in this was phenomenal. It's really, really good. But the idea of this movie is she's dating this man who becomes very controlling, and then you find out that he winds up dead, and she comes into some money, which is contingent on her not losing her mind or being a convicted felon or anything like that. And as the movie progresses, you see her start to unravel.
Don't tell us too much.
I'm not. It's just it progresses from there, honestly, and I'll leave it at that. As far as the story goes, you'll have to watch it. If you're like Mario and you want to guess the ending of it, you'll be wrong.
I put a very super metaphorical and political agenda guess in there, and I was wrong.
I could definitely see it being correct, though. But again, you don't know if I'm lying to you, anyways.
True.
That's the beauty of talking to me.
I thought it was about the invisible. I thought it was like all about the invisible man doing the finger quotes, out to get you, out to put his foot down on the little man, little woman too. And I thought it was about that, but Zach says I'm wrong. It would have been a nice jump too, because Peggy Olsen's like, she breaks the glass ceiling in Mad Men, and then she goes and plays. She goes to the Invisible Man. She's just in the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, I mean, she's just Handmaid's Tale. Yeah,
I haven't watched Handmaid's Tale. That's one that's watched a show I've been saving.
One episode.
I've been saving that show. There's a couple shows I'm saving. Like Westworld, I got to catch up. Oh my God.
A new season's out, but I haven't ever watched it yet. I need to watch it.
Bro, I'm so proud of my friend. My friend Isaac from high school, Isaac Rossi. He's going to be in the premiere. He's in 2 episodes of this.
No way.
He's in Westworld. Yeah, he's been grinding. No way. He's been grinding in LA the last 8 years, 7, 8 years. Actually, probably less. No, I don't know. But he's been out there for a while. And he's posted pictures with Aaron Paul, who's in the new season. And the new season does look really good. So I'm excited for him, man. Jonathan Nolan's on this project, which is Christopher Nolan's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really proud of my guy, man. We used to watch Entourage together and watch TV shows. And we actually we acted in high school together, and he was my dad in a play. even though he's younger than me, we had a dropout of the play, and I voted for him to replace the guy who left.
That's hilarious.
So it's pretty awesome, man. I'm happy to see him getting his. I won't say his break yet, because that stuff is super flaky, but that's a hell of a start, man. Freaking HBO pilot. That's
awesome.
A show that's been around for 3 seasons. That's amazing. So hopefully it's not like I watch his premiere and it's like a nude scene, because HBO. But that's my boy.
No!
Full frontal. 5 minutes in.
That's how he gets it.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh man,
risk it.
I hope not, but sometimes it happens.
Well, Westworld is like super full of nudity at times. At least the first season.
Really?
Well, yeah.
I've got it. Is it? It's not on Netflix, is it?
No, it's HBO.
All right, I'll have to get some
subscription. You can get past that. The story itself is, at least the first season was good. The second season was slow in the first episode, but got to get back into it.
All right.
But Jonathan Nolan is like a mind bleep. Like, all of Nolan's films, like Inception, Memento's Nolan too, I think. Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Memento. I'm having a brain fart because it's late. Interstellar. Actually, I want to see, how much is Jonathan Nolan writing credits? He's like the mysterious other films.
There's gonna be a lot. I guarantee it.
I know there's a lot. I just want to make sure I'm not giving him credit for stuff he didn't do. Memento, based on his short story. Batman Begins.
Of course.
The Prestige. The Dark Knight. Terminator Salvation. Didn't watch that. Dark Knight Rises. Interstellar. And in television, Person of Interest. He did 9 episodes, directed 1. And Westworld. Co-creator, writer of 9 episodes, director of 2 episodes. So, pretty sick. He's only been nominated once for Best Original Screenplay for Memento. I guess he didn't write Inception. Who wrote Inception?
Now we're going down a rabbit hole.
I'm only going to
help you find it out
for 2 seconds. Christopher Nolan. But his brother writes with him. I wonder, his brother definitely helped him a little bit. That's dope. That's pretty OP. All right. Back out of the rabbit hole. I've just clawed my way out of the rabbit hole.
It was painful.
Biden told the guy he was full of crap today.
Biden has said a lot of stuff.
So not only is it Mario Day, it's no longer Mario Day. It's just Mary Day now. 2 eyes.
Marl.
Or if you made the last one L.
Yeah.
Or 2 L's.
Yeah. that's what I meant.
They said Meryl.
No.
Anyways, it was Super Tuesday, and Biden has taken a lead on Sanders. And so, yeah, Biden seems to be just, doesn't matter what he says. He just trucks on, man. But then again, like, either socialist or Biden. Like, what do you pick?
He's the most
lesser
centered. Yeah, well, for that party, yeah. It's, dude. So before this, I thought Biden had it, and then Sanders pulled ahead by a lot, and I was surprised by that. But
Sanders has that anti-establishment following. He does. It's similar to Trump, where Trump had a very anti-establishment. Like, we're not going to let you know who we're voting for. We're not going to tell you that we're supporters, but we believe this guy because we're tired of people just saying what they want, what they think we want to hear. We just want somebody who's going to, support what we believe in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Sanders is along that lines where he pulls a much bigger crowd than Biden. Like, I don't think Biden could fill up a high school auditorium. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't see him with that kind of inspiring that kind of following. I do see him winning the nomination.
Biden?
Yeah, I see him.
See that goes back to what I was thinking about. I thought it was Biden and Sanders pulled ahead, and now it's Biden again. I was kind of surprised by that flip flop.
Well, Biden's pulled away in the last week or so, or this past weekend.
Yeah,
everything has shifted, but I think it would take just one debate where Biden looks like he has early onset dementia for him.
He already looks like I say that all the time. I literally talked about this week.
Yeah, and I'm not being callous.
No, I find it kind of sad that people that work with him haven't I'm assuming they haven't, but haven't mentioned something like that to him. Like I'm sure they have. Serious though. Sure, but
of course they have, for sure.
It's no actions being taken on it. But here's my biggest concern at this point is if he wins the nomination, him getting the pity vote because of that, because it looks like
a pity vote.
Not, dude. People, if people feel bad for you, so I'll vote because they don't think other people are going to do it, and it happens. And a lot of times, people get surprised.
Yeah, but I don't think the only way. I don't agree. I feel like it would have to be like Sanders was literally making fun of him for it. You know what I mean? I could see it in the scenario where the favorite is making fun of somebody, but I don't see it with this one because at the other end, Sanders also has heart issues. So
yeah, but if
you're saying
if he wins, yeah, because I feel like once if he gets it to that point, whatever, I have a feeling he's just gonna start unraveling. Biden worse than he already has been, and I feel like that could cause people to vote for him like that because of that.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, people are going to vote for who they're going to vote for. I find it hard to believe that there are that many people who don't know who they'd vote for already. If you don't know who you vote for, you've had your head in the sand for, your entire adult life if you don't know where you stand with these candidates. The choices are clear. So if you don't know where you stand, it's just to me, it's almost too prolonged. We start this election cycle way too early. We've been doing these debates since early last year. It's like, come on, man. You knew a bunch of nobodies were on the stage. That wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you knew the whole time. If I was a betting man, I would have said Biden from the beginning. Personally, I would like to see Sanders win the nomination. But that's because I would like to get this whole socialism thing out of our system as a country.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna get it out of his system or if it's gonna make it worse though.
Yeah.
Letting him get that far.
I feel like it could be worse if he doesn't get it, because then it's like the DNC worked against me, and the establishment is against me, and
Yeah, I could see that.
We're gonna make the corporations. There's a guy from The Ringer named Jason Conception.
Yeah,
he's hilarious, man. He does an NBA show on YouTube called NBA Desktop, which has turned into like my favorite show to watch on a weekly basis. And he does such a good Bernie Sanders impersonation. His voice doesn't sound like it, but he does the finger wag.
Yeah.
So it's so funny, man. It's so funny.
Gotta love the wag.
But yeah, Biden he had a moment today where a guy was asking him about his view on guns and how he's going to get union votes because he's vowing to take away guns. And he tells the guy, "You're foolish." And he threatened to like take him outside. He'd slap him. I'm like, goodness gracious, if Trump were to say that, like, oh my gosh.
Dude, it's my favorite thing he said so far is the "you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier." That was great. I still don't understand what that is supposed to mean, but I mean, he's telling people like that, telling people that to their face.
He called the guy. Didn't he call the guy fat in the audience?
He called the guy fat in the audience. He just
said, hey,
he didn't just like call him like say like, "Hey, you're fat." No, he's like, "Hey, listen, fat. This is what like he used that as his name."
I kind of like.
Come on.
I kind of like how he slips it in there, like mid sentence.
It's funny, but it's like, did he even mean to do that though? I'm not sure.
I kind of like it when he slips it in mid sentence because you're still processing what he's continuing to say in the rest of the sentence. But you're wondering, did he just tell this guy he's foolish? He's running for president? And so I kind of like it because I feel like we need to get to a point as a country where you can look at somebody in the face and tell them, "You're foolish," and not get into a fight about it or be called intolerant. Like, I think we need to get to a healthy point. But actually, I don't think that's very healthy. I think you should be able to discuss things.
I think when you're running for a place of, such high power, you should be reserved enough to not say things like that.
The guy who was asking him questions was clearly grandstanding him, but then on the reversal, Biden was also lying about not saying what he said. Like he did say that in one of the debates or several of the debates. So like to me, it's like, don't tell somebody that you didn't say something, but it's a lose-lose situation for Biden in that spot.
But he could have played that way better, honestly. And I mean, if he has that kind of response to somebody in his own country saying something against him, what is he going to do when he's talking to someone from another country in a position of power and they don't want to listen?
I want to make a point, and we can move off politics if we need to, or if we want to. I was listening to The Ringer, another shout out to them. I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast with Ryan Russillo, and he made such a good point. I was like, he's like, why have we become married to this idea? And I don't think it had to do with politics. I think it had to do with sports. But it applies to politics too. We've become married to the idea that changing your mind is seen as a weakness. And so like there's nobody up there who's willing to be like, yeah, back in 2004, like I was wrong. Like nobody up there says that. Like, why has that become a sign of weakness? I think it's a sign of strength where you're like, yeah, I was wrong about healthcare and it didn't work and we're going to try it again. And like, why has that become a sign of weakness? We're such like, we have put this standard of like excellence that everybody needs to account for everything at all times, that people just need to like literally just act the way they would in real life, which is when you mess up and you have to adjust your course, be honest about it and just
own up to it. I think the big problem with that is just the way this stuff plays out, honestly, because if you say everybody cares about consistency. That's the main thing. It's like, all right, you're being consistent. Oh, you said something 10 years ago, but now you're saying something different. but they always like seem to skirt around it. They don't ever just like address it head on and say, hey, look, you know what? After, I've learned these things while I've been in office, or these things while I've whatever. And, that has formed me to make a better educated decision. And now this is my view. It's not a matter of flip-flopping over the matter of a year or two. It's a matter of like, look, 10 years have passed. We have new information, and this is, the decision that I have based on that new information. But I don't know. Anyways.
Well, speaking of consistency.
Oh, yes.
It's a good time to say that as a podcast, we will be consistent, generating some grade A content and on a weekly basis. And also a good place to start wrapping up today's episode.
I agree.
Be intentional with our listeners until we get some feedback on the length of time of these episodes.
Yeah, I know. If we just hit an hour right now.
I think an hour is fine.
Yeah.
I think when we hit those hour and 35,
hour and a half, hour 45.
We ain't there yet. We're not that good. People don't love us like that, Zach.
No, we need to get our form down. We need to get some
people don't love us like that. But I gotta say, we were primed and we were damn good today. I'd say we were good, especially.
I think so.
We've been off a little bit lately. Not off on speaking as far as like recording. So
yeah.
Well, not really, because we've been, we have our episodes
we have
out
some
there.
In the bag. We gotta post that out, but we just gotta get back on track and make this a little more consistent. I think.
You know what I forgot to do throughout this?
No, what did you forget?
I forgot to jot down show notes. Have you been jotting down show notes?
No, I haven't. I realized it over halfway through. I'm like, dang it. I'll do it when I'm going through and editing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You want to plug us? You want to talk about anything?
Sure thing. So we are on. I'll just plug us right now. We're gonna try and post these, I guess, every Wednesday or so, something like that. But anyways,
funny coincidence. Also, like, accidentally, we ended up posting every single Wednesday. Anyways,
yeah,
right?
Accidentally, I ended up posting these episodes in retrospect after we had edited them. And I put them on every Wednesday starting from the beginning of the year. And after I posted it and it got approved and it was on Apple Podcasts, I started listening to like literally the first podcast on there. And it was like, hey, yeah, we're gonna post these every Wednesday. And I'm like, no freaking way. It was just hilarious how that worked out. But
yeah, that's awesome.
No, we're gonna keep on that track and start
God's
posting
plan,
on Wednesdays.
Bro. God's plan.
For sure.
Mario Day, March 10th episode, Wednesday. It's Wednesday right now. Holy crap.
It is Wednesday. We got 10 hours to get this out.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So if you want to go ahead and find us on Apple Podcasts, or if you're already listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure you write a review and rate the podcast with 5 stars. There's no other option other than 5 stars.
Can we take those away?
Can we? No. We can take away likes, but we can't take away stars. We gotta have 5
take
stars.
Away lives?
Lives?
Yeah. Of people who don't rate us 5 stars?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Nah. Anyways, we're also on Spotify, so you can find us there. If you want to visit our website, it's themidnightexchange.com. We are what is it?
What?
Theme podcast or something like that on Twitter. I'm forgetting it right now. Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell we are on Twitter.
So anyway, you can send an email to us at podcast@themidnightexchange. On LinkedIn, we are The Midnight Exchange. On Twitter.
Come on. We don't need LinkedIn.
Bro, I'm sorry. LinkedIn, it's tired. Instagram, I am blind. Instagram, we are The Midnight Exchange.
I was like, why are we on
No,
LinkedIn?
we don't have a LinkedIn. I swear, don't go look us up. I'll know what you'll find. Instagram and Facebook is The Midnight Exchange. And then Twitter, yeah, it is Theme Podcast. THEME Podcast. Well, there wasn't enough characters there to fit in The Midnight Exchange. Yeah, so we had to shorten it. So it actually THEME Midnight Exchange. So theme. That's how I remember this when I'm not tired like this. But anyways, well, give us 5 stars, and we'll see you all next week. Well, no, you'll hear us.
Yeah, that's true. They could see us.
Oh, we gotta start doing video at some point in the future.
You bring the mezcal. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go watch Uncut Gems.
Do it.
Fall asleep. All right.
Have a good one.
Peace out.
Bye.